Hi, I'm Robin, this is Living Simply, and today we are working our full core. We've got 6 different areas of the core that we're going to focus on, and we're going to do 3 exercises for each section. We're starting with the transverse abs, which is one of my favourites, the deepest ab muscles that you have, and we're starting with the single leg crunch. So as you can see in the video, I've got one leg bent, one leg straight, and my arms are straight over my head, and I'm doing a crunch and I'm lifting my leg at the same time. This is a difficult movement, it is hard work, but we're only doing 30 seconds, 15 on each side, and we're already swapping to our second side because I talk so much. So, second side now, keep it up, you're doing amazing, you've literally got like 10 seconds to go, just keep on pushing. Okay, so the next move we're going to do is a shoulder shrug. I'm just going to show you how to do it before the timer starts. So we're popping our hands up over our heads, leaning back, and then we're going to shrug our shoulders like this. I'm just going to turn around and then we'll start the counter and do it together for 30 seconds. So lean back and start shrugging those shoulders. As you're doing this, you should have your belly button sucked in towards your spine. That will help to engage all of the muscles in your core, obviously specifically the transverse abs for this exercise, but all of the muscles around your core should be engaging as much as possible for every one of these exercises. If you're not shaking, lean back a bit further. If you're shaking a lot or it's hurting you, lean up a little bit more closer towards your legs to make it slightly easier. Okay, so our next move is bird dog, and we're going to just hold it for 15 seconds on each side. So extend one leg and one arm, suck that belly button in and hold. This is so great for stabilization, which is really, really important when you're doing most other exercises. You don't want to fall over when you're holding a weight or something and injure yourself. Swap sides, please. That's great. Okay, you can relax. And our next part that we're going to work on is the obliques. We have inner and outer obliques, and we're going to start by working the inner ones with a side plank with a twist. So your upper arm is just going to scoop around and under your lower arm. Make sure that your your ankles and your elbow are in a straight line. Make sure that your abs are sucked in as always. And now you can swap sides to the other side. Your straight arm should be scooping round and underneath your body. That's great. Okay, so the next thing we're going to do is a candlestick dipper. You're going to be on one knee with the other leg straight out to your side. Hands over your head, and then you're going to lean away from the straight leg. This is working your outer obliques, the ones which help you move side to side. So your inner obliques help you to twist, and your outer obliques help you to move side to side. Again, it's 15 seconds on each side, so time to swap. It's not very long, so that means that you can really, engage those muscles, give your all into every movement, make sure every rep is a good one. Keep the belly button sucked in. One more. Well done. Okay, and our last move is a kneeling woodchopper. So again, on your knee with one leg out in front, hands clasped at your shoulder, and you're twisting them round towards your hip. This is a great one to add like a dumbbell to. If you do have any at home, you could consider holding a dumbbell and doing this movement as well to add a little bit more difficulty. Keep that belly button sucked in. We're working both our inner and our outer obliques in this movement. Okay, time to swap sides. focus on stabilization. I feel like I'm wobbling about a bit here, so something for me to work on. Okay, that's great. So that is our obliques done. Our next section is our rectus abs. These are the front abs, or the six-pack. And the first thing we're going to do is some crunches. This is a classic, but it is amazing for targeting your front abs. So we're just using our ab muscles to lift the shoulder, head and necks. Shoulder, neck and head. It's really important to use the mind-muscle connection in this movement to make sure that it is your abs that are lifting, not you like forcing your head up with your hands or forcing your shoulders to move. You should be using your ab muscles to lift your head, neck and shoulders. That's great. Okay, and our next move is a reverse crunch, so you can stay where you are. We're just going to lift our legs up this time and then slowly with control bring them back down. It's literally like the same movement but opposite for your abs. So you'll be working, I guess, more of your lower abs in this one, but all of your abs are going to be engaged to have to do this movement. The slower and more control that you have as you're doing it, the better. Well done. Okay, and then our last move for this section is a plank. We're just going to hold plank for 30 seconds. I'm going on my hands and feet like this, but if you find that your wrists tend to hurt, you could just go on your elbows or on your fists. Remember to keep that belly button sucked in, keep those abs engaged. The power should be coming from your abs, but plank is literally an amazing exercise because you're engaging your legs, your thighs, your arms, your shoulders. It does work so many areas of your body all at once. Just breathe nice and slow and steady. The way you breathe is the way you feel. So if you're feeling like it's hard, just force yourself to breathe calmly, and it should help it to feel a little bit easier. Well done. You can relax. I'm just doing a quick child's pose before we move on to our next section, which is the back. Now, I really could have split this into 3 sections because there's so many areas of the back, but I've got a movement for each of the important back muscles. So the first is Superman's, and these are working the multifidus muscle. So you're lifting your head, neck and shoulders, arms and legs all at the same time, and then relaxing. The multifidus muscle is like a long muscle that goes all the way down the side of your spine. And then we're going to go straight from that into a wide arm push-up. So I'm doing it on my feet, hands wider than the mat. I'm in a big wide arm plank, and we're just going to do 10 push-ups here. 9, 8, 7. This is working our latimus dorsi, which is the big muscles across your shoulder blades and down your ribs. 3, 2, 1. Well done. Okay, that was hard work, but we did it. And the last move that we're going to do is good morning. So you need to stand up. You're going to have your hands behind your ears. You're going to suck the belly button into the spine as always, and you're going to bend over with a straight back and then stand back up to straight. And this one is going to be working the erector spinae, which again is a really long straight muscle that goes from your pelvis all the way up your back towards your neck. So as you can imagine, really, really important for a lot of back movement. All of these back muscles are so important, and I feel like it's one area of the body that sometimes gets neglected, but it's vital to prevent injury when we're working out in any other way. So remember to keep that belly button sucked in, keep your shoulders relaxed and down, keep a smile on your face because working out is fun. Well done. Okay, so the next thing we're going to do is work on our pelvic floor. You're going to need a pillow for this first move. The pelvic floor is very important to keep strong. If you've ever had a weak pelvic floor, you'll know why. So the first thing we're going to do is a pillow squeeze. Just pop the pillow between your knees and squeeze those knees in and release, in and release. And as you're doing this, also focus on squeezing your pelvic floor up and in, and then release as you release your knees. So your pelvic floor is the muscles, around your vagina, around your urethra and around your anus, and you can squeeze all of them up and in at the same time and then release all at the same time. Super. Alright, you can get rid of the pillow, we won't need it again. Our next move is a knee press. So you're going to lie on your back with your legs up in tabletop position. You're going to engage the pelvic floor, suck the belly button in and engage the pelvic floor, and then you're going to push your hands and your knees against each other for 5 seconds while your pelvic floor stays engaged. Then you're going to release everything for a second, and we're going to do it again. Engage and release. Well done. Engage everything, push, 3, 2, 1, and release. Well done. Couple more. So engage, push, and release. Well done. Engage your pelvic floor, push, and release. Amazing. Okay, so our last one for pelvic floor is a staff pose, which you'll know if you do yoga. That's just where you have your legs straight out in front of you, sitting upright. We're going to engage the pelvic floor, and then we're going to just twist our upper body from side to side. So all this is doing is helping us to keep the pelvic floor engaged while we have other movement going on in our body. The aim is to keep the pelvic floor engaged for as long as possible in this movement, but don't worry if you find it releases and you need to re-engage, that's fine. Just do your best. Just a couple more twists to go. Well done. Okay, now release everything. Exhale and release your pelvic floor. Okay, so we're going to need a book now for our last section, and this is where we're going to work on our diaphragm. And the first thing we're going to do is something called book breathing. So we're going to lie flat on our backs. You're going to put the book on your diaphragm, or like your lower ribs and belly. And then as we breathe, the book is going to move up and down. So the book is actually a prop to help you to breathe into the right area, to help you to breathe diaphragmatically. So you should be focusing on trying to get that book to just go up and down with each breath. No need to rush. No need to go super slow either. Just go with your natural breath movement. It doesn't matter. Close your eyes. Relax. Just going to help us to engage the diaphragm in the next couple of movements. Well done. Okay, you can get rid of the book. The next thing we're going to do is a side stretch. I want you to put your hand on the side of your ribs, and as you inhale, lift the other arm up overhead. Exhale and stretch over to the side. Inhale up. Exhale, stretch over. We're just going to repeat this movement a few times. This is going to just help to stretch out and strengthen that diaphragm muscle. But you definitely want to sync your breath and your movement here. It's really important. Exhale over. Inhale up. Exhale over. Inhale up. And we're going to swap sides. Exhale over. Inhale up. 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 You can lift both arms up above your head and exhale to bring both arms down. And the last thing we're going to do is a diaphragm massage. So just take both of your hands and gently start to massage that area just underneath your ribs. You might feel as you're doing this some tight knots in your diaphragm, so if you do find any, just feel free to take a little bit longer, kneading into that area. Nice smooth circular motions, or some strokes like straight out motions underneath your ribs. Honestly, whatever feels good at this point. You've got a whole minute to just massage this whole area and make it feel amazing. And that's it. Thank you so much for working out with me today. I hope you enjoyed this full core workout. I hope that every single part of you is feeling exercised, strong and stable, and I'll see you in the next one.